I never expected a single question from my son to change our lives forever. It was a lazy Sunday afternoon, the kind where the sun peeks through the windows in gentle waves and the house is filled with the soft hum of chores getting done. I had just finished folding laundry when I heard my son, Noah, call from the kitchen. "Mom, can we talk for a sec?" he asked, his voice quiet and almost shy. Noah had just turned 16. Over the past year, he'd grown distant, always hidden behind headphones and his phone screen. When he spoke up that afternoon, I felt a sudden rush of both fear and hope. "Of course," I said, wiping my hands on my jeans and moving to the living room. Noah was already sitting on the edge of the couch, fidgeting with a loose thread on his shirt. His hazel eyes darted up to meet mine, and I could see the hesitation swimming in them. "What's on your mind, honey?" I asked softly. He took a deep breath, as if gathering every ounce of courage he had. "Mom, can I meet Uncle Sam?" he finally said, his voice shaking a little. I froze. Sam had been my late husband David's best friend since college. When David died in a car accident 4 years ago, Sam moved away to Montana. We exchanged occasional texts and Christmas cards, but that was all. I didn't even realize Noah remembered him so clearly. "Why do you want to see Sam?" I asked gently. Noah looked down at his hands, his shoulders tense. "I don't know. I just feel like there's so much about Dad I don't know. You and Grandma tell me stories, but I want to hear about who he was as a friend, the kind of person he was when he wasn't Dad. I feel like there's a piece missing." I felt my throat tighten. I had tried so hard to keep David alive in Noah's memory, the photo albums, the stories, the traditions. But maybe in my effort to protect Noah, I'd hidden parts of David away that he deserved to know. "Of course," I finally managed to say, my voice trembling. "That sounds like a wonderful idea." The relief on Noah's face was immediate. He leaned forward and hugged me, wrapping his arms around me in a way he hadn't done since he was small. "Thank you, Mom," he whispered. That night after dinner, we called Sam. My heart pounded as the phone rang. "Emily." "Wow, it's been a while." Sam's voice boomed warmly through the line. "Hi, Sam."
It has.
"Noah wants to come see you," I said, my words careful and slow. "He wants to hear about his dad from you." There was a long silence. I'd love that," Sam finally said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I'd be honored." We arranged the trip for the following weekend. Noah seemed like a different kid the whole week, lighter, more present. He asked me questions about Sam's hobbies, his old stories with David, whether he still played guitar. When Saturday came, we loaded up the car with snacks and an overnight bag. Noah insisted on bringing one of David's old baseball caps, carefully tucking it into his backpack like a treasure. As we pulled out of the driveway, he turned to me with a grin. "Thanks for doing this, Mom," he said. The drive to Montana took nearly 10 hours. We played his music playlists, argued over lyrics, and stopped at roadside diners for greasy cheeseburgers. Somewhere along those winding roads, I realized how much I'd missed truly being with my son, not just living alongside him, but really seeing him. When we arrived, Sam was already standing on the porch. His hair had gone gray, his face lined with time and grief, but his eyes were still warm and kind.
"Noah."
"Look at you," Sam called out, opening his arms wide. "Uncle Sam," Noah shouted, running up to hug him. Sam turned to me after, his eyes soft. Without a word, he pulled me into a hug that felt like home. Inside the cabin, time seemed to pause. The living room was filled with old photos of fishing trips, hiking adventures, and college shenanigans. On the mantel was a picture of David and Sam in matching fishing hats, both of them grinning with wild joy. Noah immediately picked up the frame. "This is so cool," he said softly. Sam joined him, resting a hand on his shoulder. "Your dad was my brother, in every way that mattered. We got into a lot of trouble together. Ask your mom." Noah turned to me, wide-eyed. I laughed, feeling a lightness in my chest I hadn't felt in years. "Your dad once tried to build a treehouse with Sam using only duct tape and rope. It collapsed the same day." Noah laughed, a sound that warmed the entire room. Sam and I shared story after story. The road trips with no maps, the spontaneous camping trips, the time David almost missed our wedding because he lost his tuxedo in a poker game. Noah listened to every word, eyes shining with wonder. Later, Sam pulled out David's old guitar. "Your dad loved this thing, even though he was terrible at it," Sam said, grinning. "Can you play something he liked?" Noah asked eagerly. Sam started strumming an old folk song. Noah closed his eyes and leaned back, a single tear rolling down his cheek. In that moment, I saw the connection he had been searching for finally begin to form. That night, while Noah slept in the guest room, Sam and I sat on the porch under a blanket of stars. "He's a great kid," Sam said quietly. "He is," I agreed, my voice catching. "I just wish David could see him now." Sam nodded. "He would be so proud. You've done an amazing job." I wiped a tear from my cheek. "Thank you, Sam." "Really?" The next morning, Noah woke up early to talk more with Sam. They sat at the kitchen table, Noah firing off question after question about David's favorite foods, his worst habits, the funny moments. Sam answered every question patiently, his eyes glowing as he spoke of his best friend. When it was time to leave, Noah hugged Sam tightly. "Thank you for everything, Uncle Sam," he whispered. "You can come back anytime, kiddo," Sam said, holding him just as tightly. On the drive home, Noah was quiet for a while, staring out at the mountains. Then he turned to me. "Mom," he said softly, "I feel like I know Dad now. Really know him." I reached over and took his hand, tears welling up again. "I'm so glad, Noah. Your dad is always with us. Always." When we got home, Noah went straight to his room and pulled out an old photo album. I watched from the hallway as he carefully flipped through the pages, his fingers tracing the images. Later that night, he came downstairs holding David's baseball cap. "Can I keep this in my room?" he asked. "Of course," I said. That night, as I lay in bed, I felt a deep peace. The walls I had unknowingly built around us after David died were finally starting to crumble. Noah's simple question had opened a door to healing and reconnection. A few days later, Noah surprised me again. He came into the kitchen, fiddling with a pencil. "Mom, could we go visit Grandma and Grandpa soon? I want to hear more about Dad as a kid." My heart swelled. "I think that's a wonderful idea," I said. When we visited David's parents, Noah sat with them for hours, listening and laughing, asking questions I never imagined he'd think of. He started writing down stories in a notebook, wanting to keep every detail alive. After that visit, something shifted. Noah spent more time with me. We cooked together, watched movies, even started planning a summer road trip in David's old truck, a dream David had always wanted to share with him. One night, while we watched a sunset in the backyard, Noah turned to me and said, "Mom, I think Dad would be really happy right now."